Skip it up and that up. So ever since Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein was called out for being a sexual predator, to put it lightly, there has been what I would consider in the entertainment industry a cleansing, where both men and women are coming forward and accounting their stories of sexual abuse and calling out people who abuse them or attack them or whatever the case may be. People are now feeling brave enough in the entertainment industry to call out their attackers and say, hey, this person who you would never imagine did this to me. And I feel it's a good thing, because there is a lot of that goes on in Hollywood, and it needs to be brought to light because it is dangerous and terrible what has been going on there for decades upon decades. Well, Anthony Rapp, who is an actor on Star Trek Discovery, accused a huge actor, a huge person in Hollywood, Kevin Spacey, of being a sexual predator when he was just 14 years old back in 1986. Now, both him and Spacey worked together on Broadway plays. They met each other because they worked on Broadway. And Spacey had a party back at his house back during this time in the 80s, which that in and of itself isn't a big deal. I have done acting before, and when you work in plays and stuff like that, you form a bond with people of various ages, and that's not a big deal. So you hang out together, you go out to eat, so on and so forth. Spacey inviting a 14-year-old to a party in that circumstance wasn't in and of itself a red flag. But then Anthony Rapp went to this party alone at 14. Now, it's funny, if you read the BuzzFeed article with him recounting this story, he says, people may, his mother, who passed away in 1997 of cancer, he said that many people may look at her as, poor parenting skills because of her letting her kid go to this party alone. But he said it was a much different time, which it was. He used to go in the subways to go do rehearsals for his Broadway plays and, to go to auditions and stuff like that. He went alone. It was a different time. And personally, even back then, I wouldn't let my kid do that. But like I said, it wasn't as scary as it is now, and things that would never be allowed now for parents to do, kids were allowed to do back then. So he went to Spacey's apartment and for this party. And here's where the red flags start coming up. For one, Anthony was the only kid there. And two, he didn't really know anybody. So he was a child. He actually looked younger than 14. He was like, yeah, I was 14, but I even looked 14 back then. And he was the only kid there, and he knew absolutely nobody. So he went to the bedroom of Spacey's apartment, and he sat on the edge of the bed, and he just watched TV. There was nothing else for him to do. He had no one else he could really talk to. It was a bunch of adults, and he was the only kid there. What the hell was he going to talk to him about? Well, it ended up being that it was just Anthony Rapp and Spacey left in the apartment. Again, Anthony was just in Spacey's bedroom watching TV, and Spacey was the last one there. Everyone else had left the party. And what Anthony said happened was, as he was sitting there watching TV, Kevin Spacey kind of stumbled to the door of the bedroom, and you could tell he was drunk. So he, didn't really think anything of it because he was a naive 14-year-old. And the next thing you know, Spacey is picking up Anthony Rapp like a groom picks up a bride. Okay, now things are starting to get really bad. Spacey then threw Anthony Rapp on the bed, then pressed himself on top of this kid, this 14-year-old kid at the time. And what happened was Anthony Rapp was able to squirm away, even though Kevin Spacey was trying to hold on to him. And then he got away from Spacey and walked out of the apartment. Spacey actually went to the door of the apartment and said, hey, you sure you don't want to stay? And Anthony Rapp was like, yep, I'm sure. Have a good night. And they never spoke again after that. Anthony Rapp kept everything under wraps, no pun intended, but he would see, Kevin Spacey becoming more successful, winning Oscars, so on and so forth, and he would kind of seethe knowing what happened to him and what kind of gross human being that Kevin Spacey was. And when the whole Harvey Weinstein thing happened and you had a bunch of people in the industry, accusing others of things that had happened to them, they felt brave enough to come forward because this powerful business mogul or powerful Hollywood mogul was finally taken down. Anthony Rapp was like, you know what? I'm letting people know what the hell Kevin Spacey did to me. Okay. And there's been other stories that are now coming out. Some of the stories against Kevin Spacey honestly have been benign, like he would just hit on somebody and they turned him down. that happens to everybody, straight, gay, like, you know, you flirt with somebody, they're like, yeah, I'm not interested. That's okay. But there have been some other things that I've heard about Spacey where he's grabbed other people by their privates and things like that. That shit's unacceptable. Well, here is where, you know, if you want to read up on those other stories of other things that Kevin Spacey has done, you can. But the reason why I want to talk about this is that he used Twitter to discuss what Anthony Rapp accused him of, and how he went about it was really pathetic. And it's sad because Kevin Spacey at one time was one of my favorite actors of all time. Now I think he's a disgusting human being. And this is his response to the allegations. This is a statement that he made and posted on Twitter. This is what Kevin had to say. I have a lot of respect and admiration for Anthony Rapp as an actor. I'm beyond horrified to hear this story. I honestly do not remember the encounter. It would have been over 30 years ago. But if I did behave then as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apology for what would have been a deeply inappropriate drunken behavior, and I am sorry for the feelings he describes having carried with him all these years. Which I'll continue reading Kevin's statement in a second. But another red flag right there is that Kevin didn't come out and say, I don't remember this. Look, if Kevin Spacey genuinely didn't remember what happened with Anthony Rapp, he would have been like, look, I don't remember a damn thing he's talking about. How could this have happened? I don't remember anything, drunk or not. Like, come on. So obviously, even if he was piss drunk, Kevin Spacey, he does remember something, because for him to come out and make this statement, he knew that something went down that was really bad. So I call bullshit, Kevin. Seriously? Anyway, let me continue. This story has encouraged me to address other things about my life. I know that there are stories out there about me, and that some have been fueled by the fact that I have been so protective of my privacy. As those closest to me know, in my life I've had relationships with both men and women. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life, and choose now to live as a gay man. Okay, I want to deal with this honestly and openly, and that starts with examining my own behavior. Kevin Spacey. Well, that's great, Kevin. You're a homosexual man. That's fine. I have no qualms with that. So long as a person is, you know, having sexual relations with another consenting adult, whatever your sexual preference is, whether you like men or women or whatever the case may be, as long as it's another human consenting adult, I have no problems with it. I lose no respect for someone over their sexual preference. That is not my issue with what Kevin wrote here. But Kevin Spacey, here's my question to you. What the fuck does your sexual preference have to do with you being a sexual predator that almost raped a 14-year-old? Not only are you a rapist, you're a fucking pedophile. Why did you come out of the closet talking about Anthony Rapp, who accused you of being an attempted rapist back in the 80s? What does you being gay have to do with anything? Who gives a shit that you're fucking gay? Who cares? Basically, what you did there, Kevin, is you used your sexuality as a cop-out to soften the blow of the accusations that Anthony Rapp had against you. You said, holy shit, he's basically letting people know that I attempted to rape him when he was a kid, when he was a child. So not only am I a rapist, now I'm known to be a pedophile. How can I soften the blow of this? I have an idea. Let me throw the entire LGBTQ community under the bus. Because I could tell you something right now from personal experiences. I'm not even talking about the fucking internet right now. I could tell you from personal experiences. You know how many people I know that are homophobic in the real world, and I hear them constantly say, oh man, you can't trust those gays. You can't trust them. And I'm telling you, if your kid's in the bathroom and there, Lord knows what'll happen. That shit still happens to this day. Okay, I have gay friends who still have to deal with that shit. And what you did right here, Kevin, is you perpetuated that stigma. Because now you're saying, oh, I'm a gay man, and there was a 14-year-old boy in my apartment, and I couldn't help because I was drunk, but attempt to rape him. So you just threw that entire community under the bus to try to save your own ass. This again, man, shows how selfish human nature could be. I'm sure he realized this statement was a horrible, selfish idea, but he's like, oh, I'll come out as gay, so it'll soften the blow of what Anthony Rapp is accusing me of. I don't care if it affects the whole LGBTQ community and makes them look bad and perpetuates a stigma that they're trying to get rid of. I'm just worried about my own career or my own ass. Now, luckily, it's not working. The 6th season of House of Cards is now frozen and put on hiatus, even though I did hear there was rumors that was going to be the last season anyway, so that in and of itself isn't a big deal. But the whole Hollywood industry seems to be shunning him. There was an Emmy that he was up for that he will no longer be allowed to receive, and it's pretty safe to say that Kevin Spacey's career from here on out is done. I mean, for Christ's sake, he attempted to rape a child. So I don't really see how he's going to get over that. But just how he went about it, how he, instead of just apologizing for what he did in that statement, he brought out, he came out of the closet as in a way to soften the blow of what he did. What a coward you are, Kevin, and you're an absolute disgusting human being. This is Richard Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, and to hear more content like this, make sure to subscribe to Review Tech USA.